can't believe it's been 3 years since I've actually covered the original OLEAP pilots, and here we are again with a upgrade, OLEAP Pilot P200b Pro, which is a mouthful. But to give them a justice, let's go to a kitchen. Right now, should hear at least water, maybe. Well, now we wait. It all started 2 weeks ago in this kitchen when I was talking to my mom, and I've asked her, "Can you hear the kettle?" She said no, and we continued talking, but I already knew that's going to be a quite interesting review of the latest model of the OLEAP Pilot. For this review to work, I actually had to go back to my work and retry this, because I've been using original OLEAP Pilot at work ever since. They're brilliant, always ready for action, and I've enjoyed having quality sound during my professional calls. But now we have a new pair. On the outside or on the surface, not much has changed because they look identical. If it wasn't for the different color, these comes with a slightly... and I've actually got them mixed up. Which proves my point because they look identical. There is a new color which kind of looks like a midnight blue, I'd call it, and no longer the action button is orange. Other than that, the only really design change on the outside is the flexibility of the band that goes around your neck, meaning it's less stiff and it's easier to put them on. If you haven't seen my original video and you're looking at this, you could wrongly assume that those are bone conductive technology, but that's not the case. OLEAP actually takes a little bit different approach to sound, and stick around because it's quite interesting. But let's first focus on what you're actually getting. They haven't changed the box. It still comes in this triangular box that you can fold flat and keep it wherever you are, which is quite comfy. They come with a USB dongle, despite being Bluetooth capable, so you can pair them up to 2 devices. And as most of the Bluetooth headsets, they're equipped with some buttons to make it a little bit easier to operate. So you have a dedicated multi-button, volume controls, and action button on the side. Another neat feature is that you can retract the microphone on a boom, and in a retracted position is muted, so it's very easy to do that without thinking. They charge via USB Type-C and offer up to 8 hours of operation. Unfortunately, unlike the original ones, they don't come with that handy stand which I like to have on my desk, so you probably can purchase that separately if you fancy. But it is on the inside that we have majority of changes. It's Bluetooth 5.0 and a bold promise of -50 decibels of microphone noise cancellation, which means your voice is supposed to come crystal clear no matter how loud is interference from outside. Something I'm really keen on testing. Why? Because I like testing things and pushing things to the limit. But before I jump into my extreme testing while riding my bike and doing all sorts of stuff, let's talk about the sound quality, because these are headphones and sound quality might be something you are interested most. First of all, you can use them for media consumption. They don't have much latency, so when I was watching a YouTube video or playing a game, I didn't see any meaningful latency and I wasn't annoyed with it. Something I can't really tell about every single Bluetooth headphones I've tested, so yep, they get a pass in here. Now, these, despite the shape, are not bone conductive. They actually hover around your ear, so when you place them all, the speaker it's facing directly inside of the ear channel and have some additional speakers outside, which create kind of illusion of an immersive sound. Now they are completely open air, which means my hearing is unimpeded right now and I can hear everything around me. Make them a very good choice for office environment or even for walking outside if you would like to be aware of your surroundings. Granted, the undetachable microphone on the boom, it's not the biggest aesthetic choice. I'd love to see a version of this without the boom mic or detachable boom mic. That'd be great for running, but overall they're pretty decent headphones. I am no longer surprised about the sound quality because this is my second pair and I know exactly what you expect. But
First time I put them on, the original pair, I was kind of skeptical about the sound quality, because if you ever try to remove earbuds from your ear, you know how terrible the sound quality is, and having the sound drivers just hovering above your ear didn't sound like a good idea to me. And having tested bone conductive headphones before, well, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to give them a go and see what it's all about. And just like with original OLEAP Pilot, I was really surprised with how well they sound, because even though they retain an open air design, you get a pretty rich sound with a bit of a oomph that comes with that nice low frequency tones. So whether you're watching a film, having a Zoom call, or playing a random game, you'll be able to enjoy yourself without feeling like there's something missing. And yes, you'll be able to tell the difference between something that completely blocks the sounds from outside, introducing you to slightly better, lower frequencies, but honestly, I found myself missing nothing while using these, so you should too. Now that you know they sound good, let's talk about the microphone. They have a bold claim of minus 50 decibels of noise reduction coming from that microphone, meaning that if you are in a loud environment like office, you will have a pretty nice and clear quality of your microphone, and someone on the other side is not going to have any problems. And that already looked promising, so my next test was to actually go outside and test them while riding a bike or running and see if they are as good as they claim to be. Now, I did run into some problems, because if you want to record a video while using Bluetooth headphones on Android phones, it's always difficult, because for some reason it defaults to the audio included in your mobile phone despite the headset being connected, which isn't the case in the conversations like video calls and stuff like that. But to produce some evidence, I've finally found the Blackmagic app that works, and I was able to record a couple of videos to give you an estimate how well that noise cancelling reduction of the microphone sound will be.
And this is what you would normally get with running with a phone and trying to film yourself. So yeah, you'll be judge of that. The difficulty here shouldn't be the sound of the microphone. It's just me running, breathing, and talking to you guys. So if you do want to have a conference call or Zoom call while jogging, well, I don't know yet, because I'll have to go and review that footage when I get back home. But I hope it's going to be as good as they promise. Okay, so this is 30 right now, I'm 29, and this is what you would get with a phone. I think I feel like I need to scream. I'm super exposed in here, so it's even worse than it was before. And there's some cars and everything. I'm doing 45 right now, a couple bit more. This is significantly more noise than I would expect.
And yes, as you can see, there is some aggressive noise cancellation going on sometimes when the environmental factors aren't great, but for the most part, my voice was very clear. And I suspect that anyone having a conversation on the other side would still understand what I'm saying without hating me for cycling fast and generating a lot of noise in the process. And after using the previous pair for 3 years in office environment, I have zero doubts that they will do the job in the office environment, but that is not the most exciting thing. Let's face it, who likes to buy tech for work? And this is where I came across another use case, which is even better. I'm slightly late to that console part because I put my gaming aside for quite a bit, mostly because I don't have enough time, but with the release of Battlefield 6 impending, I was convinced by my friends that I really need to get myself sorted and join that party. And what is the better way of spending your time than playing a favorite game with favorite people on a voice chat? And PlayStation 5 allows you to do a couple of fun things. When you plug your headphones, and unfortunately for PlayStation 5 for this to work, you need to do it via dongle, which is supplied, because for some reason it doesn't work via Bluetooth because the latency and everything, it's just PlayStation doesn't like that. After all, this is an open-air design, the sound comes unimpeded, and I'll be able to enjoy a richness of a sound coming from a surround sound and still have a nice conversation with my combat buddies, mostly me swearing really and them complaining that we're not reaching the objective while we game. And all of that while you're taking advantage of the active noise cancellation of your microphone, meaning that the sound coming in while you're enjoying the game and definitely shooting up the bad guys is not going to get in the way of you having a conversation with your friends. And honestly, between that and extended battery life available on these, and that makes the OLEAP P200b Pro pretty much solid choice if you're looking for a dedicated headset for your voice chats for PlayStation 5 or other gaming types. And I know that you could argue that you can get a dedicated gaming headset that provides you with even better sound. However, I am in my 40s and I'd like to be responsible, meaning that even when I'm having a gaming session, I'd like to be aware of my surroundings in case someone's at the door or calling my name. Call me old and boring, but that's the way things are, and having the ability to hear what's around you is actually a benefit in this circumstance. Is OLEAP P200b Pro a good headset? Yes, it is, especially if you have a specific requirements for what you want to use it for. But is it a good enough product to replace your original OLEAP Pilot? I don't think so, because original OLEAP Pilots were just as good, unless you've got £155 to spare, which is the price of the new OLEAP P200b Pro, then you're probably better off sticking that towards your Battlefield 6 and sticking with OLEAP Pilot. But if you're looking for a really fancy headset that you can use now to up your professional game or gaming game, then you can head to the description and find a link to these, because one pair is going to go back to the office while the second one's going to live permanently next to my PlayStation. And that's a solid recommendation. Big thanks to OLEAP for sending me these for review. Big thanks to you for watching. And as usual, I do not have a posting schedule. If you want to know what's next, then well, you'll have to stick around and use YouTube tools provided. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.